How can you get your fans to pay more attention to the audio content you post on social media? Is there a way to get them to stick around longer? How can you add real-time waveforms to your content to make sure you get more eyeballs on it? Let's find out.
My name is Chris Cruz. I've spent almost 20 years traveling the country, talking into microphones and mixing on turntables. Now, I do it all from home. Let me show you how. This is Home Studio Catalyst.
Unless they're listening on earbuds or listening in the car, it's really hard to get your fans to sit there and listen to your podcast on a computer or a phone and just stare at their screen when it's just a static graphic. I mean, it's kind of boring, right? One way to get them to watch or pay attention longer to your audio content on social media is to add motion, because motion attracts attention. If someone's scrolling through Facebook and they see you posted maybe a 30-second clip of your podcast, but all the video is just a static image with audio behind it, they're probably not going to stick around very long. Which is where Headliner comes in. Headliner is a website where you can add real-time audio waveforms to your content to get people to watch and pay attention longer and just make it more appealing to watch. So Headliner does have some other features like putting some video clips together and like some meme formats for video. I found most of that stuff to be really clunky and kind of not user-friendly. But using Headliner to add waveforms to your content is really easy and it's free. And by free, I mean you can do up to 5 videos a month without their watermark on it. If you want to do up to 10, it's $8 a month. If you want to do infinite amounts of video, infinite amounts of time without their logo or watermark on it, it's $20 a month. So if you're posting a podcast or a clip of your radio show once a week, I think the free version's totally fine. If you're posting content every day using waveforms, you may want to opt for one of the paid structures. But for me, I just use the free one and it works fine. Let's jump into Headliner now and I'll show you how fast and easy it is to add waveforms to your content. Welcome to Headliner. So I use this on my PC. I think they have a mobile app, but if you've ever watched any one of my previous episodes, you know I really don't like doing anything on my phone. I feel like you have so much more control with a mouse and a keyboard. So we'll dive right in and I will show you how to add some waveforms to your audio content. So we jump into Headliner here. And again, I'm using the free version of Headliner, and you're going to want to go to Audiogram Wizard. If you have a longer, maybe like an hour-long podcast, you want the full episode, you can do up to 2 hours. Again, the video and podcast audio videos, man, I don't think they work really well. They do stuff like they make these little videos with text. I just think there's a lot better websites out there for stuff like that, like Shaker and some other websites. But for using the audio waveform feature, I think this works really, really well. And this is going to take us just a couple of seconds. So I want to show you what content I'm using to create this. So here's the image I have. It's just a image of the logo for my show, Throwback 2K. And I want to add a piece of audio to this. So when I put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever, there's just some kind of audio in the background. Here's what it sounds like.
Here's another song you might have downloaded back when Napster was still legal. Or legal-ish. It's Throwback 2K with Chris Cruz.
Okay, so I want to add those two together. Let's do it here in Headliner. This is really simple. You want to choose the file. There. Got my audio file loaded up. It's right there. Okay, so we go to Next. Got the audio loaded up. I want this to be in 16:9, which is like, the YouTube format. If you want to do a square for Instagram or 9:16 for TikTok or Snapchat or just, your Instagram or Facebook story. For this example, let's just use 16:9. Now, here's the waveforms here at the bottom. What's really cool is it's so customizable. But first, let's put the image in the background so we can see what kind of color we want. There's my design. Bam. That's how fast this thing goes. And you exit out of there. So now what kind of waveform do I want? They have waveforms that go left and right like that. They have circles that could be really cool. You put your logo in the middle of it, like maybe like this. I'm not going to do this, but you could, if you had a smaller logo, put that in the middle and it kind of like wobbles as you talk. Here's some really thin ones. There's a dot. I always go for the equalizer ones and put them at the bottom. That's just my opinion. I feel like that looks the coolest and draws the most attention. I always like this kind of like these like pink lava colors, whatever those are. So that's what I'm going to go with. The image is all set. You can add text in here. I would do that in your image program if you're using Pixel or Canva, whatever. I don't usually use that in here. Now, this is a cool feature, the progress bar. And this shows you how much time you have left in the content. If you're doing a really short video and you're afraid people are going to click off and it's only 15 seconds, you can do a countdown bar, maybe at the top, just so they know, oh, this isn't very long. I want to stick around. I'm not using that for this example, but it is really useful. So, oh, no, I want to get rid of that. I don't want that. There we go. Okay, so I've got my waveforms here, and again, you can make them smaller if you want. Obviously, you want to fit the image here, and then we just go to create, because I don't want to add anything else. I just want the image and then the audio with the waveform. I have 9 unwatermarked videos left this month. Again, if you're using this every single day, you want to use one of the paid versions. I'm using the free version. That's what we do here in Home Studio Catalyst. We do things on the cheap. Now, this does take a second for it to make everything. Here it's exporting my video, so you can get an idea how long this takes. It does take a little bit of time, especially if you have a long file. That one being really short, it shouldn't take that long, depending on how fast your internet connection is, your computer, and all that stuff. But it doesn't take that long unless you're doing a really long file. All right, the video's produced. Let's take a look and see how it turned out before we download everything. Give it a little play here.
Here's another song you might have downloaded back when Napster was still legal. Or legal-ish. It's Throwback 2K with Chris Cruz.
I don't know. I know it's simple, but I think that looks really cool. Then you can download your file here, and then you're good to go. And that's all you have to do. It only takes a couple of minutes. Get an audio file, an image file, and you're good to go. Simple enough, right? We just took a couple of minutes, made a couple of clicks, and added some real-time waveforms to your audio content, which is now a video file and now looks really cool, and people will probably sit there and watch it and listen to it longer. Even if you're just using a logo or a picture of your face or your on-air team or you and your podcast partners, I think adding waveforms really does make people want to sit around longer and watch and listen to your content. And that's a totally cool way to promote your content, but is there a way to add waveforms to videos? Real quick, this episode of Home Studio Catalyst is sponsored by No Shits Given, a daily journal to rediscover your inner badass. It's basically a daily diary that you fill out every day to get back your badass self. It's perfect for anyone who has problems setting boundaries and says yes too much. It's available now on Amazon, so go check it out, pick it up, and rediscover your inner badass. I was digging around through Headliner, and again, it's really clunky the way they do everything other than their audio waveform, so I actually found a hack on how to do this in your video editor, and again, it's completely free. Now, this might be slightly different if you're using Final Cut or Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas. I'm using Power Director, but the theory is the exact same. Let me show you how I did it. Now we're going to use Headliner in combination with my video editor, Power Director, to layer some waveforms from Headliner over my video footage. So here's the footage we're using inside Power Director. Yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. Okay. Just a little outtake from this week's episode. And you can do this in any video editor if you have Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut, anything that can use chroma key can use this feature. So to save some time, I've already extracted the audio. If you have any kind of video editor, you can do that as well. And I'm going to upload the audio into the Audiogram Wizard like we just did a couple of seconds ago. Yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. Okay. Yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So we have the audio loaded up. Let's go to the next step like we did before. We're going to do 16:9 since we're working in YouTube. And we're going to do the exact same thing we did last time, only this time, I'm only going to have the waveform. I'm going to leave the background black, and you'll see why here in a second. Let's create this. Export video now. They're creating my project. So this is what the video is going to look like when we're done. Yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. Okay. That's what I want. Now we're going to bring it back into our video editor, and I'm going to show you how to layer these two. Now here's the file in our video editor in Power Director. We're going to drag it down below the footage we just talked about. But the problem is when you play it, yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. Okay. You can't see anything because it's all black. Let's get rid of this audio here because we're not going to use the audio twice. We're going to mute track 1. Now this is very simple. And again, in every video editor, it's a little different. In Power Director, it's 2 clicks. You go to Designer, Pip does Designer, which is picture in picture, I believe. And then there's going to be a chroma key button, which is normally green screen. I mean, normally you got to like set all these settings and everything. Watch this. That's it. You literally click that button, hit OK, and now waveforms in your video like this. Yo, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. Okay. So yes, it is a few extra steps, but you can see once you do this once or twice, you can do this in just a couple of minutes and add real-time waveforms to your static images or now your video footage as well. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? We took our plain old audio content from our radio show, our podcast, our Twitch stream, whatever, and we added some waveforms either as a static graphic or as a full motion video. Again, it's a quick, easy, and free way to get people to ingest your content maybe more often or even a little bit longer. If you're using Headliner to promote your content, I would love to see it, so leave a comment below and let me know where I can check your stuff out. Or maybe you found a better way or another program to add waveforms to your content. I would love to see that as well. On next week's episode of Home Studio Catalyst, I'm going to tackle this exact question. How do you get motivated to post content when your page has less than 50 followers? If you have 50 followers or 50,000 followers, next week, I want to reframe how we're thinking about that follower and fan count and why even having just 50 followers is super important to you and your brand. I'm Chris Cruz. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.